Episode 13 International Engines. Dennis was heading home to the sheds, but then a blue engine passed right past him. Gee, these mainland engines, said Dennis. No respect. Then another one came. What is going on, said Dennis. I've never seen these two mainland engines before. Then another one went. And you heard two whistles in the distance. The other two were going along while chatting. Who are these engines, said Dennis. Thomas and Stanley were puffing to Knapford Station, and they saw 5 engines on the platform. Who are all of you? They said, and Sir Topham Hatt spoke up. These are the international engines, said Sir Topham Hatt. There is no space on the mainland for them, so they came here. Shouldn't they be returning to their countries? Said Stanley. Oh, well, none of their owners wanted their steam engines back, said Sir Topham Hatt, so they all had to stay on the mainland or here. I thought there was more, said Thomas. Oh, well, there is more. But the other 7 stayed on the mainland, got to stay on the mainland. Only these 5 got to return. Oh, said Thomas and Stanley. Why did their owners not want them? They think steam engines are outdated, said Sir Topham Hatt. Thomas and Stanley looked at them in awe. So what are we going to do with them? Questioned Thomas. Well, said Sir Topham Hatt, Thomas, I want you to take them all to Tidmouth Sheds. But, sir, there's not a do it now, said Sir Topham Hatt. Then one of the engines spoke up. I'll prefer to sleep on my own, said the engine. Okay then, Stanley, take her to Vickerstown Sheds. There should be some space there. Okay, said Stanley, and they both walked off. And then Thomas took the rest of the engines to Tidmouth Sheds. What is this nonsense, said James. Why do these engines have to suddenly invade our sheds? We're not invading your sheds, said one of the engines. We're just here to stay. We don't mean to cause any harm. Well, you are causing harm. By taking up all the space here, bellowed Gordon. Yes, said Norman, and this engine behind me is not very nice. Shut it, you... All the engines had gone to sleep, but none of them liked the fact that there were more engines at the sheds. It made them more crowded. Gordon came into Knapford Station. Why are you pulling my express coaches? Yelled Gordon. Sir Topham Hatt's orders, said Vinny. This is unfair, sir. These new engines came just yesterday and they're already taking over our trains. Yes, said Stephen. Gina's pulling my coaches. Vinny rolled out of Knapford Station, and so did Gina. Gordon and Stephen were not very happy. Henry came into the arch to pull his goods train, but then found that young Bao was taking them. Hey, yelled Henry, come back with my cars. No! That evening, Thomas was going to Knapford Station to finish off his day. But then, in the distance, he saw Diesel and Frida talking to each other. Oh my, said Thomas, I must go tell the others. The first day of the international engines being there was over, and the engines were still mad. This is nonsense, said Henry. Young Bao was taking the Flying Kipper. Yeah, said James, and Akishima was taking my cars. And Vinny was taking my express coaches. Yeah, and that Frida person is very suspicious, said James. She's so quiet, and whenever you try to talk to her, she just ignores you. Yeah, said Thomas, I saw her talking to Diesel. Oh, come on, guys, she can't be that bad. Besides, Stanley was watching her the entire day, and he said she was just fine. Wait, said Henry. Frida was talking to Diesel? Yes, said Thomas. What's wrong about talking to Diesel? Said Vinny as he puffed in. How do you know Diesel? Said Gordon. Oh, I was just talking to him. That's why I'm late. All the engines were uncertain. They weren't sure if talking to Diesel was a good idea for the new engines. But alas, all of them fell asleep. But none of them were still confident that these new engines were here.